Third grade Grecian vase using symmetry. This project will take 2 art classes. Vase painting. The most popular vase painting was when the ancient Greeks would paint a red or black pot, like the one shown. These vases were mostly used for holding wine or for holding water. The vases were popular in homes, especially the homes of wealthy people. They were considered pieces of artwork and were also practical because they held important things. Some facts about ancient Greek vase painting. Vases were mostly made and painted in Sparta, Crete, and Cyprus, Greece. Some of the popular paintings on vases were circles and geometric shapes. Some vases were covered in triangles. We're going to be working with those shapes next week in the second vase that we're making for this project. Many artists painted human figures, animals such as birds and cows, or other figures. You'll be seeing some of those examples today. At one point, black figures were painted on vases and were very popular. Red figures replaced the black figures, and the figures were outlined with black. Here are some examples. This vase is one of my third graders' favorites every year. It's an octopus, and I don't know why, but everybody just loves this one. So I figured I'd show it to you too. In this picture, they are removing olives from an olive tree. They're smacking it with a branch and they're falling to the ground and they're picking them up. Here are athletes running. You do know the Olympics started in Greece, right? Here are some other vase examples of everyday life in Greece. Here are some animals and some geometric shapes. Here are some photos that I took while I was visiting the Art Institute of Chicago. Here are some more. Do you see families and people living in everyday life? Let's begin. You will need a 12 by 18 construction paper in some neutral color, like black, white, gray, tan, or brown. You'll also need 2 sheets of 9 by 12 construction paper. One should be a warm color, like red, yellow, or orange, and the other one should be a cool color, purple, blue, and green. You'll need a glue stick, a vase tracer, scissors, the picture of vases in this video, black, brown, white, or red crayons. Now the crayons we're going to be needing next time, not today. Boys and girls, you might also want to grab a pencil too. Now you're going to pick one of these vases. The first one is called an amphora vase. An amphora means to carry on both sides. Do you see the handles at the top? Amphoras were used for carrying and storing solids and liquids. The other type of vase that we're going to be choosing from is the crater vase, and this means to mix. They used to mix wine with water. Now, do you see the handles, how they're very low on this container? They would hold them and shake the contents inside to mix them. That's how I got the name crater. All right, let's begin by making a crater vase first. You're going to choose a warm and a cool colored piece of paper. For me, I chose orange and blue. And you're going to trace the crater vase onto one of those sheets. You don't have to trace it on both, just one. Once you have it traced, you're going to put both papers together and cut them out at the same time. You're going to have 2 vases then. One is a warm color and one is a cool color. Your paper should look something similar to mine. Now you're going to take one of those papers and glue it to the side of your big paper. I chose to fold my paper in half and I glued my vase to the right-hand side of the fold. Now, take your other vase and fold it long ways down the middle. And you're going to start cutting out shapes on your folded vase. Now the reason why we're keeping it folded is because we want this vase to be symmetrical. And anything that you cut out, you'll get 2 of, unless you cut right on the fold. You'll get 1. Let's take a look at what my vase will look like once I'm done cutting out all the shapes. Here it is. Do you see how it's the same on both sides? This is a completed symmetrical cutout vase, and that's what you should have today when you're done. Boys and girls, this is the end of our first class. Please save this vase for next week so we may continue working on Grecian vases. You'll also need the other tracer next week, the amphora. So make sure you have that ready for next week. Bup, 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 clean up.